If you're a chef and you are unhappy in your position and you're thinking about starting your own business, but you're not sure if it's the right decision, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about me when I started my business over 24 years ago, back in 1999. I had been a chef for a few years, a sous chef actually, for a high-end caterer. And we did events for celebrities, politicians, events for thousands of people with the best ingredients. Everything was freshly made, even the baked goods. So I did learn a lot in that position, and there were parts of it that were really good, but I was also very undervalued and underpaid in that position. And being very young and being so unhappy in a chef position, just, newly out of culinary school, was really disappointing because, I really thought I was going to enjoy what I was doing. And while I was enjoying some of it, a lot of it I just was not. And I really wasn't enjoying the long hours and the low pay, primarily because I was just feeling burnt out. So when I started my business back in 1999, it was a bit of a leap of faith because there weren't a lot of other personal chefs out there. It was a very new concept. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, because I feel like there's so many people who want to do this and are nervous or scared if they should make the jump. And while I am not advocating in any way that you leave your corporate position or leave your position as a chef and start your business without any safety net or any exit plan, that's not a good idea. But what I am saying is that I do think the industry is changing, and I think it's so different than when I started 20 years ago. When I started over 20 years ago, to find clients was a bit of a challenge. It was harder to be visible in front of people. Social media wasn't as big. Connections weren't as fast. You really had to earn it and to really get to know people and to find out where your clients were. But in a way, it was less noise and less competition, so that can be helpful also. But I think now the idea of having a personal chef is so much more mainstream. And while I coach people to work with high net worth clients and give that high level of service, because I feel like that is really where the pinnacle of this career is, there are many different levels of people who need personal chefs, and for a variety of reasons. And while I also prefer to have your business established in a way that you're working with people long term, there are people who may need your services for short term periods. So there are a variety of different people who need personal chefs, and it's becoming more and more popular, more and more mainstream. But beyond that, the industry is changing, the industry is shifting. And since the pandemic, especially, things have become so much more challenging. And the sad thing for me that I look back when I started this business, in 1999, and I was frustrated, I was underpaid, I was undervalued, and here we are over 2 decades later, and nothing's changed, nothing's better. And it's sad because I feel like we will lose talent in this industry. And that's why I feel really strongly that personal chefs are the future of the industry, because people are wanting more customization. They're wanting that more personalized level of service. And on the flip side, as chefs and as people in the service industry, we are just tapped out, we are frustrated, and we can't do it any longer. I don't know what that means for restaurants. I think that, right now they're just kind of floundering, and I think the cream of the crop will last. And other than that, it's probably going to be chain restaurants. It's going to be, it's going to change. But regardless, as a chef, you have new opportunities. So don't be afraid. Don't let fear stop you from starting your chef business, because the business is out there. You can get the clients. It's just a matter of you taking the action to make that happen. So I've been doing this for over 20 years. If you have questions, let me know. I'm here to support you. Check out my website if you'd like for free resources. And as always, be prosperous.